All right, and we are live.
Boom.
Live, I tell you, live.
For the last time. Well, this year.
I do like that way to like get it going there. The last thing you said before I hit the button was the last for the last time, and then you said
I
this
love
year
that
it was already hitting the button.
through.
That was awesome. I love that.
You didn't get the bit after that?
No, it was already playing, so it just sounds like you announced that we're not ever doing this again. So I like that. You have to tune in next time to see if it's true or not. Spoiler. I like it.
You may be waiting a while. Or maybe not.
So what's happening? So what are we doing today?
Well, we're going to be going over our year-end review of Season 2 of Bounty Hunters, essentially.
Yeah.
A year-end review.
Our thoughts on the shows that came out, and a brief touch on who we covered. And then eventually, by the end of it, we'll go into upcoming stuff for next year.
Sounds good to me.
And we had 30 episodes this year. Last year we had 29 episodes.
So next year, 31. We need...
Right.
I'm going to need a little better effort. I'm going to need you guys to show up for all the shows like you're supposed to.
We need to confirm a certain Christmas special we'll be doing. And then
Christmas is over with, so we'll take a vote for next year. And we'll try that again next year. I tried hard to get it on the show, but
I'll stuff the ballot. It's okay.
We kind of skipped over that Christmas special, didn't we?
Stuff in the ballot. Did you become an American since the last time?
Yes, of course.
All right. So I'll just do it really quick. So the deep dives that we did this year, we did the Ewoks. We came in hot. Came in real hot with Ewoks.
With our only guest.
With our only guest.
Our one guest of the year, allotted guest.
And then the next one we hit it with the most terrifying and deadliest droids of Star Wars, 000 and the BT-1.
Yes.
Then we did Who is Aya Sakura? We hit up Black Crescentantantan. Who is Kit Fisto? Who is Max Rebo? We did a Grand Inquisitor, and that was pretty awesome because that was kind of like we did that before.
Leading into that, we actually were topical, almost topical.
We did. Then we had some Bail Organa. Who is Commander Cody? Count Dooku, the Darth Jar Jar, not just Jar Jar, Darth Jar Jar. Who is Mon Mothma? Saw Gerrera, Dodonna, Admiral Akbar was the last one we did, which is, man, that was a long time ago. We did a lot of reviews since then. So those are our deep dives. While I have it up, I guess I'll just go over the ones. I think mine, just because I'm starting to like him a lot more. So the ones that I kind of enjoyed, which going to sound kind of weird, is Saw Gerrera was one that I super enjoyed. I enjoyed Darth Jar Jar. He's in my top 5 just because I think that's hilarious, the whole Darth Jar Jar thing. Kid Fisto. And then I like the 000 BT-1 because it was somebody that I didn't know a lot about, and they're kind of a cool story. So that would be, I don't think that's 5, but that'd be my top 5 probably.
Yeah, that was fun. That was my top. I like the murder droids.
The murder droids.
Love the murder droids.
Ka-chung, what was your top 5?
So yeah, the murder droids.
Nice.
Max Rebo was a lot of fun because we did a bit of research on him, and
that's that damn Hoosier right there with that nonsense.
He does not have hands, but the Ewoks was fun despite the guest. Just kidding. Jar Jar also in my top 5, and rounded out was the Commander Cody.
Commander Cody. And the Canadian.
So just looking at the list here and just thinking back, obviously 000 and BT are definitely up there. They're
nice.
A lot of fun.
I'm glad we like that one.
Max Rebo obviously is a favorite of mine, and seeing how wild his stuff was is always fun. Honestly though, I think my favorite might be Ayla Secura, because it was interesting diving into one that, like, for not realizing she was a comics character created, and then George was just so horny he had to put her in the movie, and then spoilers, and then and then following her whole story with Quinlan Voss and Kit Fisto. So she definitely is probably my favorite to look at this year.
Well, awesome. I'll just leave it there because I know you like that.
Absolutely.
No, don't do that. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that is the people we went over. That is our deep dive, which is kind of what we do. But then Disney Plus, they got to keep the lights on. Disney is a poor company. They got to keep the lights on. So they tend to do TV shows.
And then
And Kachung, what was the first TV show out of the box last year that we reviewed? Do you remember what it might be?
Last year.
Or this
this
year,
year.
sorry.
Oh, it was the book of the diaper guy.
Book of the Diaper Head?
Look
Nice.
at bathrobes. Look at bath.
No. He actually wore diapers, not on his head. Not like
Oh, he did? I forgot about that. I've tried to
He
forget a
sure
lot about that
did.
show, to be honest with you.
he sure did.
The Bacta tank. Come on.
The Book of the Back-A-Tank Warrior.
It was disappointing.
Can't be disappointed. Damn it, why did I bring that back? God, that'd have been perfect right there.
You gotta add that to your montage.
I was disappointed. You can have that, and I can't
Yes,
be
that would be the
disappointed.
end. I was disappointed.
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't think of her name right now. What's the name of the bounty hunter chick that was in there with him? His
Fennec Shan.
yeah, to me, she was the one that I liked the most coming out of that. I thought her character was cool.
Yeah, I liked her going into that, and then
Yeah, you did.
I just
I remember
cemented
you saying that.
sure.
I like that. I did like finding out a little bit more about the Sand People.
That was probably the best. Well, outside of the Mandalorian 2.5, that's probably the best part of that show.
Yeah, learning a little bit more about the Sand People.
Yep. History of Tatooine a little.
Other than that, I mean, the Mandalorian was the best part of the Book of Boba Fett. Honestly, the Mandalorian scenes.
Yeah.
Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Cad
Cad Bane
Bane.
was definitely a highlight.
Other than that, I don't really have a lot to say about
And the sonic boom sound when he dropped his device.
Don't forget about the spinny guy shot that will never. He's still spinning to this day while making his shots. That was also a highlight.
So I just realized that I don't think Kachun thought to check this out, but I'm checking it now. What was our final review number for each of these shows? What was our review total?
Oh, what the total?
Yeah, like what we thought of it in the end, like out of 10. What was our review?
Overall out of 10? I don't remember what it was. It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good.
You remember that?
For Book of Boba Fett? No, I'm trying to find it here.
Oh, you haven't looked it up? You gotta look that up before the show starts. You can't go.
Hey, I was thinking about it when Kachun said, "Oh yeah, I was all prepared for the character stuff."
I think I probably gave it a 5 or 4 or something.
I don't know. You were still drinking in the Boba Fett waters then. You might have tried to sneak in a 6.5 or 7 out of that.
Maybe.
Was it 7 episodes?
I was annoyed with the way he couldn't drive his ship.
Oh, what a shame.
Okay, so looking back on that, I don't know what I would have gave it, but it's probably dropped down. I'd say it's a 5, maybe even lower if I was really thinking about it. It just seems weird because I think the same people were basically involved, like the people, not the director, but like the people of the people were involved in both shows. And for one to look like that, and for the other one to look like that, it just seems weird. So I'll charge it up to directors' decisions is the reason why they were so kind of different looking. So that was we spent some time in the world of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
What was the next thing we reviewed?
Well, we went to Kenobi. Your next, your show for just not being disappointed.
I mean, it had to be a 9, right? 9.8, something like that.
PSA.
No, I think
I remember again that show. The last 2 episodes, fantastic. Getting there was tough. Getting there was really tough.
It was less and more disappointing for me. Less disappointing because it was like Star Wars light, and Boba Fett was just weird. Like I didn't really even know what the point of that show was. Kenobi was weird for me because the Kenobi's whole reason for being in everything ever, movies, TV shows, video games, books, comic books, is Kenobi is the Boy Scout Jedi. He is the Jedi of all Jedis. He is the one that you're supposed to want to be like. He is annoyingly Jedi at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Except for in this weird bizarre world where he decided, fuck it, I don't care about anybody anymore. I'm not going to be a Jedi. It was just weird because it's not him. It doesn't make sense. None of the other stories of what he was doing in between stuff would even come close to this bizarre world. And then there was a lot of just weird decisions that were made, like, I don't know, breaking laws of Star Wars fandom, nerdom, rage, canon breaking stuff, forcing stories. And it was just sad because, like, they had decent actors and they had decent everything. It should have been a good show. And to me, it might even drop down. Like, let's say I gave it overall for some of the fight scenes from nostalgia, the fact that I'm a huge Kenobi mark. I've actually would have dropped it down another level. So let's say I gave it a 7. I think I'd be like at a 6 or 6.5 now.
Yeah.
Just because of what happens later when we talk about Endor in a minute, what happens when you have a competent director, a competent writing. I feel like the powers that be just got out of the way for a minute and see what happens. And I feel like that just made it more egregious of what the decisions they make. There should be no reason for it. Because, like, some of the characters that people had a problem with, the actor was fine. The character itself was fine. It was just the words coming out of her mouth were wrong. Nerd raging.
Her, you said her.
Yeah. So, what did you think of it, Canadian?
Again, that last episode was fantastic, amazing. Still happy with that. This previous episode was great as well, but that lead up between episode 2 and 4, episode 2 and 4 was not a good stretch there. So it's hard to like thinking about it. Like when I go rewatch it again, like probably not. I would only ever go rewatch it for just that fight scene at the end, and that would probably just be YouTube, as you do.
I would say I don't have any reason really to watch anything on Boba Fett unless I'm literally researching because we're doing a character and I want to go back and see what they said in that.
Yeah,
and obviously that'd be a YouTube moment. Kenobi, I will not go back and watch most of it. Now, there might be some stuff like with him and Vader, like half the episode they're fighting. That might be worth watching that particular episode. But like, as you said, anything I want to watch in the Kenobi again, it's YouTube time. It's not fired up on Disney Plus. It's
you're not sitting down on the TV in the couch, just sitting at the computer.
Type in what I want to watch on YouTube and just watch that 30 seconds and pretend like all the other thing before and after it didn't happen. That's what I would do. All right, Kachong, what did you think about Kenobi?
I thought it was decent. I like saying decent a lot for kind of average, but
you're a decent man.
Disney loves that the fandom that is Kachong. You're not gonna let me down. I'm not gonna go down to crap and shit. I'm not gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna say decent, a solid effort.
So I mean, it started off. He's as you said, he's this awesome Jedi. He does everything by the book, and yet here he is stealing meat for his pet. I was like, this is not Kenobi the Jedi stealing stuff. And then, it's great to see that, he was in a back to tank as well. And Leia was an electrician.
A lot of stuff she was. She's pretty much the total package, Leia.
When Vader came in, I mean, that was awesome. That really pulled it.
One thing I will say that what makes me happy, and I probably should have waited for the end. The thing that gives me smiles, I guess, and a shit Disney owned. I'm sorry, Disney. I love you. You've done nothing but a great job. But of the Star Wars it has become is I feel like, and there's been some announcements and stuff of even more. We're giving us more Vader stuff, righting some of the wrongs of the past. There has been some announcements and some stuff also. And I feel like they're finally realizing if there's this giant boogeyman that everyone in the whole universe was terrified of, perhaps we should stop being silly about it and actually showing why he is terrifying and stop being, silly. It's like, he walks by and he breathes weird and everyone's terrified. No, there has to be reasons. And I figure it started with Rogue One. And I feel like every time they bring him out, they're actually doing a good job of showing him murdering people and being terrifying.
Showing
that's the one great thing that came out of 2022 is they're putting one of the greatest villains in like storytelling history into his proper place as a bad guy. So that's good. And that's one thing Kenobi did right, I guess.
And the music was fantastic. Like when they played the Imperial March at one point after he was talking to Palpatine or something.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is what made the music good is when they played crap from 1978. Is that what you're saying? Like, they played that 1978 music real good. I loved it.
They remixed it. Maybe.
Overall, they've been doing really well with the music. Overall.
Yeah, no, the music has always been good. They use good people for that.
Yeah.
And I think it's because that's one of the things they let artists do and not tinker with. So like a director could be a good director, but they tinker with it. And a writer can be a good artist, but they tinker with it. But when it comes to music, they're like, do your thing kind of thing.
I think Lola was kind of weird, the little robot. But I mean, they have to have a robot. Everyone falls in love.
They got to, yeah.
I think each one of these shows had a robot, right?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
The Lola was at the bottom. The low.
Wait a minute.
So this had Lola. Andor had the red one.
Book of Boba Fett didn't have a robot, did it?
No. They had my favorite droid of all. They had the little rat catcher, the rat.
Oh, the damn rat catcher! Get out of here! He wasn't on every episode. He was like on one episode. But when you said that Leia can do it all, also don't forget what Leia can do. She can turn her shoulder slightly and send grown men into stumbling messes where they can't just quite grab a hold of her. She's got moves. Right. She can dodge with her shoulders, and you can't grab a hold of her. She's too slick.
She got to be in the jungle, though.
All right. So after that, I think can you
hear that by chance?
Now, right?
Can you hear this by chance?
No.
Okay, cool. So there's something going in the background. It's loud.
Oh no.
So, anyways, after that we had it would be Andor, right?
Andor, yes.
Obviously the highlight of the year. The thing that we weren't after Book of Boba Fett and then Kenobi, Andor coming up, we weren't expecting this to somehow be the best thing since Rogue One, really.
And here, I didn't think about this just right now because in my head I keep thinking, why was Andor left alone? Why was it good? Maybe behind the scenes people have been fired. Maybe the Wicked Witch of the West has been told to like sit down and wait out your contract. But I'm also wondering, do you think it has to do with the fact that Andor was nobody, right? It was just
a nobody. The character, like there was no in that show. There was the only reoccurring character were like bigger names was Mon Mothma, played by the actress who played her in a deleted scene in episode 3, and then Saw Gerrera. So and they weren't like Kenobi or Boba Fett. They weren't like the pinnacle of the fandom.
And I was just chalking Disney up to just being incompetent and maybe checking boxes and having agendas. But now I'm wondering, is it really possibly because there wasn't anyone to like tear down the past? You know how they always say that in The Force Awakens, all the past is to be left in the past or whatever. And I'm kind of wondering now, what's up, Mr. Bird?
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of wondering why they left alone is because of the fact there wasn't any past hero to tear down and make look like a fool because there wasn't a Boba Fett. There wasn't, they left Mandalore alone because that's a totally new character. They screwed with everything else that's Star Wars as long as they have a, historically beloved figure, and they left this one completely alone, which is weird. And like I said, I can't even tell you.
It's the longest show of them all, too, which is the most interesting thing. It's double the length of both.
I loved it.
Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett.
And they also had a professional, an experienced writer, director, music, videographer. Everyone has done this before.
A personal assistant, everything.
And I don't give a crap if you walked by in the background whistling. Like you didn't bother me. Like every actor in this show was good. Yeah. The main actor was the one that was like
the weakest.
At times he was kind of the weakest one. Was the main actor, and he didn't bother me. He just wasn't the strongest of some of the other ones.
Yeah, and that's not even a knock to him. He was the weakest one, but it was still good. Still better than other shows.
Well said, Mr. Bird. I hope you have a great New Year as well. All good things come to you.
Appreciate that.
I'm going to keep hitting this over and over again until I get it right. There we go. Yeah, so I don't have anything to say about, negative. It was good. They were able to juggle not just one story, but like 3 stories.
Yeah.
They told a spy
I
story.
think,
They told. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, I think the big main character in Andor was the Empire,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you can call it the character, because it just really brought the Empire down to a level where you could like look between the cracks and see all the flaws to it, and how
That-
they really couldn't have that presence that they wanted to have, you know.
Yeah.
Now, for Andor, because obviously it's easily the best one and so many good moments, they broke those 12 episodes up into 3-episode arcs, more or less.
Yeah,
What would you say was
pretty
probably your
much.
favorite arc of that season? Because the first arc was the one in the town and like getting hunted by the guys. The second one was the heist.
Yeah.
The third was the
Yeah.
prison, and the fourth was the town rebellion.
Right.
I don't even know. I mean, I guess the
for me-
prison was pretty fun to me, the prison arc. But I don't know, because all of them I was interested, because even if it was like, I get it. I know that some people complain because you're not having your I'm 16 and I have the attention span of a gnat, so you better do something explosion in front of me or I think it's boring. But even those first 3,
Yeah.
even ones that be considered slow, it was what a super nerd, and maybe that's not who you want to write for, but I was loving it. I'm like, oh, this is what happens when you're just some dude who sells fish on a corner when the Empire is in charge, or this is what happens when you're just the guy who hands out the paperwork for the day so everybody can go in and have a meeting. Like, this is what this looks. So for me, I like them all, but I would say the prison was, because there was so much amazing acting going on in that. Like,
incredibly, like it's like wow.
I mean, Precious, that son of a gun, he threw down. Like, Schmeagol had the greatest acting job.
Didn't he?
Yeah. Old Gollum.
Oscar off camera. Yeah, no. I
like
personally
the heist.
the heist, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
sorry.
heist. Mainly because like my favorite part of the entire series was the TIE fighters.
Yeah.
And just because it won here, there, and the roar of the sound, it coming through the valley, and then obviously there was that chase at the end of that arc.
There's this really
But that
cringy
was
thing
good.
that people do on TikTok a lot, and it says, tell me you're, I don't know, an American without telling me you're an American. And every time he gets really excited about something in Star Wars, I want to say, tell me you watched Star Wars in the theater when you were a little kid without telling me you did. Because his like favorite is Imperial March, the TIE Fighters. Like, his favorites are just
the classics.
or like the classic Star Wars. Like, oh yeah, that TIE Fighter came out of that valley, boy. I was like, woo, I was fired up.
Nice.
There's definitely something in that.
But there is something, if you ever watch a reaction video for any Star Wars thing, and they do that, they spread out the X-Wing, they have a TIE Fighter go by in the background, they do anything that's classic Star Wars. And this is something that I think Disney is being either stubborn about, stupid about, it needs to open their eyes. And you see, I don't care if you're 16 or if you're 70, the smile, the smirk comes on people's faces when they hear a TIE Fighter go by or something, and they have that little smile on their face, or when Darth Vader's breathing's happening, even if it's not him, it's just in the background to hear it. People go, oh, and they like listening to it. And it's like, and it's what makes it awesome. So, yep, that was it for me.
Chris Pratt face.
Yeah, and then otherwise that is easily the best one. And then we followed up with, came out at the same time basically, was Tales of the Jedi, which again, mixed bag, but also quite good.
I thought it was great. I didn't have any issue with it. I'm a huge nerd for that particular art form. That's my Star Wars. That's the one that I
3D animation, yeah.
started watching first, was the Clone Wars, and then I went back and watched everything else afterwards. So like, anytime I can get 30 more seconds, I'll be like there's like a Big Bang Theory where they're like, we're going to go to the theater because they've just released 2 more seconds of Running Man or something or whatever. I'm that guy. If you say you're going to, other than Omega, which we're not going to discuss in the show, anything that has to do with that world, I'll watch it again for 30 more seconds or whatever, just because I think it's Now, at this point, it's been so long now. Now it's almost nostalgia for me. It's like even awesomerness.
Yeah.
And then obviously Count Dooku is one of my favorites because I just think for a character they kind of created last minute, he is like the most perfect character for what you needed in that moment with his swag, his
gravitas,
pompous attitude. It's just perfect.
I think it's funny that we all loved it. Oh, really, really liked it. It wasn't decent. It was more than decent. But
I appreciate that you raising it above the decent level. I do appreciate you coming out there and putting yourself out there
for different reasons. Like if you go back and look at the episode, we ranked them.
Yeah, that ranking was something else. Different every level.
I always thought it was funny because your guys were like stunned at each other's rankings. Like, there's no way. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, it was hilarious watching you guys having like your third and fourth were exactly the same, but everything else was dramatically different. Like your sixth was his first. It was pretty hilarious.
I can't wait to do that again for Vision Season 2. That's gonna be so fun. Oh, he's gone.
Uh-oh.
All right, so I think that's the
Yeah.
I think that's basically the year in review, right?
That's mostly like that was all the shows. That was the characters we did. Otherwise, we there wasn't really anything else in the year of big notes. Obviously, there was like comic stuff, but we don't really talk about like the recent runs, like actually reading them. So that would basically be our year in review. Otherwise, yeah.
I started off the year being shockingly, I know everyone's going to be surprised to hear this, annoyed, irritated, slightly less annoyed, but still irritated. And then I'm getting happier as the year goes on. So I hope that means that we're going to just smooth on into the next year and it won't go back to immediately screaming at the television.
Well, wait till you see what the first show is.
We're not going to talk about that show. I already told you. We've had many.
Well, we'll meet our 31 episode count with just the show alone.
All right. So, are we going to slides? Or are we just talking?
Slides. They have we have pictures. So
okay,
and dates and such too.
What about overall, just in the Star Wars world alone? What did you guys think was your favorite thing of this year? While I'm trying to pull this up.
Definitely the maturing a little more. Like we're getting stuff like Andor. We're getting more. We're seeing like we're having people come back to the series. Like we had Hayden come back and whatnot, and the possibilities there for better storytelling. Now that we have the actors, and the actors are good. We know that. All we need now is just the writers to be on the same board as them.
Yeah,
I think so. All right, so I have this. Let's they changed the name again. Why do they keep changing names? Now it's present. I don't understand that. Share. Is it sharing? Here we go. All right. We good?
Yep, we're good. So, it's full screen right now. Do you want to see our faces or no?
I don't know. I can't see. Are we not in full screen?
We're in full screen, but just the slides.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that. If you guys do you guys want your faces up there?
Oh, sure. So we can like react to it, I guess.
How do I do that? I've never had to do that before. Why did it change that?
Disappeared into.
I don't know.
That's weird because we did it every time before.
Yeah, I've never had to do this before.
No, it's fine.
I don't know.
It full screen.
All right then. Oh wait,
Okay.
I saw it there. All right then. So,
Okay.
we'll be kicking off the year with a lot of fun. 16 episodes, baby, of Bad Batch Season 2. It will premiere with 2 episodes, January 4th. I don't know what the runtime is, probably an hour total. And then it's going to continue in, interestingly enough, like single episodes. And then they're going to release 2 episodes February 8th, around the middle of the series. And then the finale is going to be 2 episodes as well. Now, the names here, I don't really see anything like the Clone Conspiracy, the Consequences, Plan 99. I don't really see like what's the full story. I guess obviously they're gonna be figuring out the plan that the Empire has with the clones.
Plan 99. Is that Order 99?
Well, they're Task Force 99, right?
Oh, right. They are.
Maybe Crosshair comes back into the fold or something. Who knows? But anyways, I figure we're not gonna be covering this show except for like a very end, maybe when it's all done.
Yeah, it would probably be an overall thing. Just when I didn't think the Omega could get any more annoying. Look at this stupid helmet she has on. It's a stupid helmet.
Where'd she pick that up from?
I don't know, but it's stupid.
Because she
So,
got
yeah,
that.
God, I hate the fact.
So that's the first show of the year, January 4th, and it will end in mid-March or end of March. So,
is there another show before that ends? Because I don't know. That's
yes,
a lot
there
of...
is.
Oh,
there is a very good show coming the same day as episode 11.
Can I just point out they if you're gonna go like a wrestling term, good guys and bad guys, they spend a lot of time making these Bad Batch guys who are killers, murderers, and everything else good guys. Would good guys bring a girl on a? You know what? We're just gonna continue. We'll bitch about it when it happens. Okay.
So, Mandalorian season 3, it is premiering March 1st this year, or 2023. So it'll premiere the same time as episode 11 of his Bad Batch. And yeah, that will release weekly again. And I presume that will last us until the next series. More likely.
Has there been any issues with scheduling since he's in that other show now?
No, because that's what they. So apparently that's why what he was filming Last of Us. They pushed season 3 to be a different date opposed to like the holiday, right?
Okay.
Because the last 2 premiered in holiday time opposed to like March like this.
Because that's on the start of January as well.
Yes,
right.
That starts up soon too. So they filmed it close to each other. But yeah, so that's exciting, obviously.
So there's no overlap with Mandalorian and something else.
Yeah.
Others.
Yeah. So for this spring 2023, there's no concrete date, but we'll probably get it right after Mandalorian, so like April maybe. I'm excited for this because they said they're gonna have new studios come in as well as returning studios, and with the returning studios, they're gonna have some they're gonna continue the stories they were doing, and some will start new stories. So that'll be fun.
Can we get more Rock Band?
If we don't, I don't think we should review it. So
we riot. Absolutely.
Right. We need Forlom with his Gatling gun, though.
Yeah.
Is there any significance of why this time it's red, or is that just because it's part 2?
Just they made the red title instead of blue, so maybe there is significance, but they didn't tell us anything. So this is the only image they've released for this, basically.
There's more Sith.
Then following up, this is the one we have the most information for. That's what we're going to talk about. So Ahsoka, again, no release date except for September 2023. So at some point that month, we'll get the release of the show, continuing off of Mandalorian. We don't know the story fully. We do know she's following after Ezra and the Rebels crew and looking for Thrawn. We don't know the cast as Thrawn yet, but in a second we'll see some of the cast members they've already shown off, which is
this show has the potential to be good, but I feel like it is on a cliff wanting to be bad if they don't do it right.
1 foot off the cliff, 1 foot on the cliff.
Yeah.
It could be amazing, but I feel like they are awfully teetering making the show.
Yeah.
This almost feels like it needs to be animated, is what they're trying to pull off on this right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be very. It's gonna be a very. I feel like this is probably gonna be the most divisive series of the year.
Yeah.
Well, go back.
Just the logo.
What's with the? Is there something significant about the background to that? Is that a star constellation?
It's probably like a star map because she's searching for Ezra. I would imagine.
But it also could remind you of the World Between Worlds. There is rumors about that involving in some way.
I don't know if that's gonna be good for live action. That was already kind of out there for a cartoon.
Mind you, Dave Filoni is like heading this 100%, so he could just go nuts and decide to do it.
What's with the O?
Ahsoka went down to Coruscant, got her name change form out, and she wanted to be like Prince.
Is that a symbol for something?
Is it Orbash or whatever the hell it's called?
I was just gonna say it's not a holocron because they're more like a octagon.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm just reading into it too much.
Yeah, the graphic designer got paid a lot of money that day.
Yes.
So the most recent news as well came out for this. They finally revealed who Mary Elizabeth Winstead's playing in the show, and it's Hera of all people.
That's weird. Did you guys think this was weird?
I was surprised. I thought she was going to play something else, but at the same time, I'm curious. Because, like, how old would Hera be at this point, right? This is past Return of the Jedi. So, this is like a Mandalorian era, right?
I'm going to tell you why I think it's weird. Maybe it's controversial. We might be getting it off of YouTube. I always assumed the actress was going to be black who played her.
Yeah, me too.
And so, I don't know. It just seems weird. Maybe they shouldn't because pretty much everyone who's played them. No, that's not true. Some of the Jedi's.
Well, no, they're supposed to be French, right? So technically, it would have been interesting if they had like what is it? Algerian.
Yeah, I don't know why in my head I've always thought that. I just assumed that if she ever went live action, she would be a black actress. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah, it's fine. I don't know much about her work. I hope she's a good actress because I really like that character. So,
she's a good actress.
I hope so.
I'm curious how she'll play her though. So that'll be.
What has she been on?
Well, she was Huntress in the Birds of Prey movie. No, she's at Scott Pilgrim versus the World, a bunch of other stuff. You know who?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who she is now. Okay, yeah.
She's the one dating Ewan McGregor. So
okay.
The nepotism.
Oh, so she's had some lightsaber practice then.
Yeah.
She's had some real world.
So what's the timing of this? This is
This is after her appearance in Book of Boba Fett.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Really?
So the casting, remember, these are really good. So on top there, you had Iman Esfahani is playing Ezra.
Yes.
And then below him is Natasha Liu playing Sabine.
Do you mean to tell me that somebody, and I think we know who he is, somebody actually said, let's get a few people who kind of look like that and then get some good actors to what? Because this is pretty good. I'm not mad.
Dave Filoni did not want to mess his new characters up, so tell you the truth.
Listen, we don't hear a lot from the mouse these days after they're changing out the CEOs and everything, but I'm thinking old Dave has been flexing muscles behind the scenes because there's some weird stuff going on.
Otherwise, the only other character confirmed to return is Chopper, as we knew, but they haven't. If anything, they didn't confirm Zeb coming back, which is interesting.
Oh.
He'd be hard to do, wouldn't he? Though.
Well, that's why I'm wondering because they confirmed everyone but Zeb, right? It does make me think about this for a second. I wonder if there's a possibility we might get a Kanan Force Ghost.
No, I hope not. I mean, maybe a few seconds.
Voice. We'll get the voice, if anything.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be hard. He's purple, and I'm afraid he ended up looking more like either CGI or a Wookiee. So I'm not 100% out if they don't include him, to be honest. I liked him in the show. He was kind of a weird character addition.
He was the weirdest character in the show for sure, but it is interesting that he was the only one left out.
Yeah.
Would he be blind as a Force Ghost?
I would hope so.
Kanan?
Helmet on.
Poor guy.
Good casting.
That's why he died. He just wanted to get out of the blindness. And then the other show this year, it's so weird.
What the fuck? Why is Vision in Star Wars? He's dead.
Vision. You mean Dumbledore?
Dumbledore.
So Skeleton Crew is they basically, if I remember correctly, this is the image they used to announce it with at the panel, and they have not shown off anything else. They say it's coming up this year. They filmed stuff. I don't know if what they've done with it. I heard nothing about this. Also heard kind of mixed things. So again, it's supposed to be a reminiscent of those 80s, like what's that? Goonies and Stand By Me, apparently.
Okay. Who is that?
That's Jude Law.
That's Jude Law.
Okay, right.
Your favorite Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That's your boy. How come it looks like this is the picture they took after they canceled him for like touching pure person without their permission? That's not a happy picture.
Don't say that about this show where he's just surrounded by kids.
Just saying, like it looks like somebody just caught him and he's like, yes, okay, look, take the picture. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done what I did. So it looks like to me.
But yeah, that would be all the shows this year. So a total of 2, 3, 4, 5 shows coming out.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 of those, 3 of them are live action and 2 are animated. So
Okay, good mix.
yeah,
that's gonna be a full boat there.
Yeah. Otherwise, so coming into the new year as well. So you got,
before we go into this, what do you think it means, or what do you think Disney's gonna do? The fact that pretty much anyone who was involved in Disney Plus got fired in the last few months. Do you think that's going to mean anything for the programming, or do you think they're just going to keep going full force?
No, they know.
I think they might slow down, but depends how, like, some of these shows, if they're good, they'll do a second. Like, again, of all these shows here, all the shows are new seasons except for Ahsoka, which is a spin-off technically of Mandalorian, and then Skeleton Crew is the only new project.
Well, listen, if the powers that be were happy about the show, they wouldn't have been firing everybody. So I'll ask you this: if one of the reasons why some of the rumors are that Disney Plus shows are costing as much as movies, hundreds of millions of dollars, if they cut those budgets in half or they cut them by 75%, what does that mean for those shows? Are they even going to be worth watching? Like, what are they going to do about it?
It just means they can movies. they can press the buttons better. I mean, I guess everyone can.
I just want movies again. 2-hour concise movie. We're not going to cancel all the movies that were going to come out.
Nobody's asking you because of your horrible take on some of the Marvel movies that you like, so we're not even worried about what your opinion on movies are at the moment.
Fair enough. So let's go on.
I want a Rogue Squadron, but not with the what's her name?
Patty
doing it. It would be a good movie.
And it's not going to happen now.
They ruined it.
You ruined everything.
To make up for it, we got some comics and omnibuses. So there's obviously all of the given comics being solicited. I only include a couple specific issues. So example-wise, on the far left
over the shoulders.
So on the on the left there is Tales from the Rancor Pit. It's a hardcover release from Dark Horse. It's coming out this next month, January, and it's like a big anthology of different like horror and spooky tales from Jabba's palace.
I hope it has that weird one.
Yeah. Oh, your favorite, the spider droids, eh? As well as this next year, I saw a Star Wars miniseries we talked about is coming out. That's the A cover there in the middle.
That's awesome.
And then on the right is the finale to Star Wars Hidden Empire, the third event series, and the finale of Charles Soule's Star Wars trilogy. Finishes this year, and that's the cover they're going to use for the trade paperback, the A cover to. So he's done his trilogy of event comics, and I think he's going to be leaving the main series now. After that, so we have some omnibuses such as Dr. Aphra Volume 2. So this is going to collect the first 25 issues of the second run. That takes place after episode 5.
That's my birthday.
Nice. You have some Star Wars Legends comics printed in omnibus forms. This is the New Republic, Volume 1. It collects a ton of different issue stuff. So if you want to see what's in it, I would suggest look it up because it's a ton of random issues.
That looks great.
He said Google is a thing, people. Look it up yourself.
Look it up yourself. We're just here to give you pictures, funny pictures. And then Volume 2 as well is coming out. So Volume 1 is coming out near the beginning of the year, and Volume 2 is coming out near the end.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Volume 2 for the Empire is coming out as well. That's coming out in summer, and that will collect a bunch of the Empire comics as well as a bunch of different Vader series and one-shots that were done in Legends.
Too much. It's too much.
And then again, the opposite of the Empire, the Rebellion, Volume 1, that comes out March, and that carries a bunch of the Rogue Squadron stuff, a bunch of different Rebellion X-Wing series and whatnot.
Do they not realize we can't afford all these omnibuses?
They know that you will. You'll find a way.
They know the price will never drop, so they can just leave it on the shelf for.
You'll find a way, Star Wars nerd. You'll find a way.
So that's basically the big releases of omnibuses and single issue stuff. Otherwise, it's just business as usual. And then for books and reference, these are 2 reference books here. The one on the left is an interesting one that's coming out at the beginning of the year, Timelines, which has some it has some stuff from from the Old Republic. Actually, they mentioned to because it's before the High Republic, to the First Order nonsense. So that's good. And then on the right is a illustrated guide to the High Republic. Specifically, I believe the first phase of the High Republic. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I want to sing the song like Age of Aquarius, whatever, when I see this. Age of Aquarius. That's interesting. Somebody was on drugs.
Someone was a little he was listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire, I think, when they So these are some High Republic
What
stuff.
is this bullshit? Only one man's allowed to have purple.
So High Republic, some books here. So on the left is Catalysm, it's a young adult novel. On the right is the Path of Vengeance by Kevin Scott. It's one of the main series novels for the High Republic. In the middle is a 3-book paperback set collecting books from the first phase of the High Republic. So if you miss them on your first go around, you can get a box set instead.
You think the comic books? I know omnibuses are expensive, so it still outweighs these, but also the Star Wars press machine is pumping out books. By the way, on
basically the High Republic is what is keeping the book side alive right now. They release maybe 1 or 2 books, maybe 1 to 3 books a year. That's not High Republic at this point, and most of them are tie-ins, such as. So we have on the left, they still don't have art for it, like a cover art revealed, but it's the art book for Jedi Survivor. That's going to release alongside the game. And then on the right is a book called Inquisitor, Rise of the Red Blade. I don't know if it's supposed to be a tie-in to the series as well, but that's one of the Inquisitors I believe we see in the comics right there.
Who is that?
Oh, this shit here now.
Well, so Craig brought it to my attention here. Some Lego ones. This is interesting because my friend mentioned this at work because if you look at the characters, one of them is Vice Admiral Sloane, which is Grand Admiral by the later point, and that's her first figure. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and just a TIE bomber.
Kind of interesting too, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that they did it. It's really also really random because the TIE bomber set. Like, I like the Gonk droid though.
I was about to say the only thing I'm looking at here that I really want is a goddamn Gong droid. I'm like, I want the Gong droid. What the hell? Y'all keep the rest of that.
Is she was she still alive? Like around Mandalorian time?
She founded. She went into the unknown regions with the First Order and helped found the First Order.
Okay, she could be in Ahsoka.
That's possible. Yeah, she could be around there somewhere.
Look at that! 40 years since the Return of the Jedi. Ooh wee.
Yep, the anniversaries. This is for Kachun. I specifically grabbed. It's only $10, and it's a little.
Oh, this is like the little kids ones, huh?
It's a microfighter, the tiny little ship.
You don't want that.
It's a cute
but
little ship.
It doesn't have the same name, does it? I bet.
Boba Fett's starship.
Yeah.
But for the big sets, they still call it the Slave One.
Okay.
So
speaking of
2 busts here. So on the left, I thought was pretty funny. The little.
What the hell is that?
What is that?
No, sir.
Jawa holding the acorn, man.
No, get his face off here. Why is his face available?
So yeah, and then on the right is Zeb, basically.
Hold on, don't you just over this? Why is his face seen? I don't like that.
Oh God.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't like it.
don't like it. Fair enough.
I like 2 lights and darkness. I don't need
So-
face.
As a quick aside, these are all on the Big Bad Toy Store website. They're all for pre-order. There was a Mace Windu bust that was based on the Clone Wars, but it was sold out already, so I didn't include it.
I don't. What do you guys think about these busts? I don't think I would ever buy a bust like this.
I like the busts, but I don't like the. I think the price is a little too much. It should be less than 100. It should be like 75. Actually,
no, it should be 50, and then I would think about it.
The Mace Windu was 75. That's. I remember.
It would have to be someone I absolutely love.
There's a Death Trooper one that's really cool, and it's like $100. I'm like, that's valid because it's big. It has the pauldron and the gun, but
see, why is that Jawa $15 more? Maybe it's because he has a face.
It's because they fucked up and they put a face on him and they want to get rid of him so they can pretend like it never happened. I am like, this year's not starting off good. I had high hopes for next year. It's not good.
It's gonna end fantastic though. I'm telling you.
It's starting off a bust.
No, yeah. Nice. I see what you did there. Nice job. Now here we go. I'd pay $179 for that. It's a full size. Well, I wouldn't. I'm cheap. But if I was going to buy statues.
Yeah, so Kit Fisto for Attack of the Clones anniversary. That's
full size. Thank you. Let me see his feet.
Yeah. Now again, so obviously if you look on the left, the full price is $199. It's 10% off on their website because if it's pre-order, right?
What is 1/7 scale? I've never heard of that.
It's pretty small for me.
Well, the other ones were 1/6. Those busts were 1/6 size.
Everything is usually 1/6. I've never heard of a 1/7 scale anything.
They made it smaller so they can keep it under 200. That's what this was.
He's too tall.
They probably did put it that way just so in case when a kid wakes up at night, they don't shit themselves when they see his face.
So they made him, and someone walked in and was like, wait, he is taller than that. So we're like, no, well, let's just make it 1/7 scale then.
And you have a Luke, which is 1/10. So him and Grogu, or from the Mandalorian.
So it's probably
is that Grogu? Is that I don't see him licking his ears, so that must be Grogu then.
Yeah. The face is a little funny though. I didn't include that image, but this face is a little what's that word? Smudgy, I guess you'd call it.
That's only 7 or 8 inches high.
Water's a little bit weird. The water looks like
it's like Grogu's in that water. This one here, Kenobi, and
I am so glad that looks like shit. You have no idea how happy I was when I saw how horrible that looks. Who is that?
The girl. There's a close up on Leia, and it does not look good.
Who the hell is this character? Tell me what New Republic character this is, because that is not Kenobi.
It's OB2.
That I'm glad that it looks that bad. Way to go, Iron Studios, because now I have no desire to buy that.
Can you zoom in? You can't zoom in, can you?
I can't.
You can go on the website and find the picture, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised in the next one.
I am so happy about this right now. That is terrible. Oh God damn it.
The Darth Maul is really good. Sorry, the Darth Maul is probably my favorite of the bunch.
That's actually really
easily.
Cool.
Yeah, the stand's really cool. I like the stand of the from where they fought.
Well, that's got to be 174 though. God almighty.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. The next one is the fun one. Sorry, the next one's the.
It's Keanu.
Who is this guy again? He's very famous. You can't scan his face in somehow. What is this?
Obi-Wan Keanu.
I mean, he looks like he chops wood. He looks like he's like a rustic man. But if you took your face right now and cover the body down and just saw his face, just try to look at his face. Is that Kenobi? Oh.
No, it's like Gerard Butler.
I'm so happy though, because oh good lord.
He's also
blind.
A cool
statue though. I like the statue. Oh man.
It's decent.
Is he blind? What's up with his eyes?
I was saying it looks like he's blind. I was like, am I looking at the image weird?
Is it Ian McGregor? Isn't he redheaded? Like, what the fuck is this? It's a cool statue, though. If it wasn't for I don't know who this Jedi is. He looks cool, though. He's the Lone Wanderer or something, because I don't know who that is.
The Lone Wanderer. And that's all that was all the upcoming stuff for the year.
Nice.
For now, there's obviously gonna be more stuff, but that's comes with the news. But anyways, new comic book day today was packed. So we have a new issue of Dr. Aphra, along with the Attack of the Clones variant on the right, which we've seen before.
Nice. Yep.
Oh, that's your girl.
Sam.
Sam
Fake
Wizzle.
Fennec.
Fake Fennec. And then Han Solo Chewbacca on the left has a great A cover with
Nice.
Tarkin. The
No
Attack
go.
of the Clones looks great, and the one on the right.
I will take anything with this clone. This is top clone. Top
Phase
trooper,
1,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the best of the variants of the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, the
variant.
Attack of the Clones easily.
Although Han Solo sure is looking fierce. You go, girl. I love his stance there. That's obviously
The go
fierce.
girl boots going.
You can't go wrong with those Noto variants.
And then issue 2 to Yoda came out. Left is the Noto on the right. Actually, I quite like that right one.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that the barbarian like finger thing that barbarian kung fu has? Where you pluck the little blung blung blung? He used to play that crap.
It is that. It is that.
Really?
Oh my gosh! I wish he was watching this because he would say, "I have that." And that's one of the things he bought randomly on like a swap meet or something.
That's funny. And then there is 2 more variants for it. One on the left, and then
I don't mind that
and the
one right
Attack of
there.
the Clones on the right. Yeah.
Hey, either one of these are too bad. They're not horrible.
This has
It's
got
good.
Dooku in it.
Yeah, the one on the left looks a little strange, but yeah. And then on this one we
Ooh, that's a
have.
cool one.
So this is I'm not sure if it's a single issue or if it's a 2-issue one called The Blade. Anyway, so the left is the A cover, the middle is just a B cover, and the right is a 1 in 25.
The A is by far the best one.
Yeah.
This is super cool. I see what they're trying to do here, so that's kind of cool. They try to change it up a bit, but this is super cool. I like that.
Yeah. Wish I knew more, but you know. So on the left is issue 3 of the main series.
Oh, it's.
And then the other 2 issues are another like spin-off issue, like a one-shot.
Why did you throw in a Lord of the Rings character book in here?
Wait, are all these books coming out next week?
This is today. These all came out today.
These are coming out today.
Yeah, there's
Hey,
a
look,
lot.
it's the Jedi from the statue. That's who he is.
That's Picard's #1.
Star Trek crossover. Heard it here first.
That's funny. And then volume 5 for Dr. Aphra.
I thought that was the omnibus, and the price is $15.99. I was like, "Oh, let me get to the store now and buy that."
Yeah, no. So that's issue 21 and 25. The omnibus is covering 1 to 25.
That cover artist is just that on fire with the.
That's pretty
Dr.
amazing.
Aphra
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah. And yeah. That is that.
Nice.
So yeah, all in all, I think that was a decent year. Hopefully next year.
Yeah, not too bad. Year coming up. Hopefully my co-hosts here will be more available and stop making excuses not to show up for the show. That'd be nice. Hoosier, you can't say anything because you went on the longest wedding honeymoon I have ever heard of. You were gone for like 3 months.
1 month off.
It was like 3 months. It had to have been at least 3 months.
Back, you're like, oh, I need extra time off. You said.
It's the end of the year. Things happen.
Hey,
well, we know what we're doing next.
Up?
Huh? Sorry?
You want to see some of these things I picked up?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So I got a gift card because of work. These guys know the story.
Why are you doing
generally, like the gift cards I got were mainly for my wife. I like to give her the rewards that I get from work.
You like to reward her for not dying at work? I see what you're doing there. Nicely done.
She reaps the benefits of me being safe at work. So
nice.
But I got myself a gift card, and so I spent it at GameStop. So I got a Scout Trooper.
That's pretty cool. Can't go wrong with the Scout Trooper.
Yep. And then I got
Scout Trooper's always awesome.
The last of the Block series before they went to paper.
Yeah. With the Windows Flame Trooper. I'll probably pull him out of the box because I want to see him set up.
Gotta let him breathe. They want oxygen. Don't leave him in that box.
Same with this guy. He's got a
I love that
Jet Trooper.
That is pretty cool, yeah.
From the game. I had to get this guy, even though it's from Rogue One.
What's funny is I don't remember when we did it. We covered the news and such. I don't remember them showing off a Cassian Andor Black Series figure.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute. Do they even have an Andor?
The other ones, but him. I don't remember there being one. Maybe there was.
No, now that you say it, there's no Andor Black Series, is there?
I'm gonna have to look up.
That's him.
No, I mean from the TV series.
Oh, no, they're not like having a whole series coming out.
Oh,
weird.
I got these.
Oh, don't do that. Don't get yourself in that pop situation.
I don't know why they were so big, because the boxes are
That's what she said.
But I had to get the pair. They were only like 8.
Suck ass and Fort Long. Nicely done.
They have the diorama in the back too, right?
Oh, right. They're some kind of special.
It's the Death Star, or not, it's the Star Destroyer door.
Yeah,
I think that
yeah,
the Hoosier over there is still blaming me for not picking up that the Luke Skywalker one that I saw at Walmart.
That's pretty cool.
I think that's. Oh, and I got. Here. Leia. Go to Leia.
The 50th one, yeah. That packaging always confused me. The corner, it's so weird.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why it's not in a. It's a Black Series. Why is it not in a box like?
I think it's because that's a re-release, and so they made it different than what they originally came in.
Because I really have to just pull this apart to get her out. I can't put her back in the box.
Yeah, I think that's their way of distinguishing the re-releases, maybe.
But yeah, that's what I picked up.
Nice.
Oh, and I got a Storm for my wife. A
Storm figure?
Yeah, a little like.
Is it one with the mohawk too, or is it just
375? No, I don't know where she is. No,
I just saw a YouTube video.
Black suit.
Shout out to whoever that was. I don't know who you are, but they were talking about the Storm figure Mohawk one. Is one of the more expensive ones. It's like $100 and some odd on like eBay if you want to buy it. Yeah.
Really?
This one's the 3.75.
Oh, the Craig style.
It's from the cartoon. I think it's a legend. I can see it from here.
Did you say the Craig style?
The Craig style. You see, you like collecting the smaller ones.
I do, but you know what just happened? I just told you what happened this freaking Christmas. Now I got problems. I got shelf problems now.
And he grew.
That's why I won't let those.
He grew 3 inches that day.
Yeah, we sprinkled water on them. They all started growing.
Hey, did you ever get
I think that's it. Anything else to add?
Did you ever get the Obi-Wan series?
I have some of them, but apparently a very rude person pointed out that I'm missing like a whole bunch more than I thought was even available.
Oh, very rude person.
So
a very helpful friend. A very helpful friend.
No, there's only.
I mean, I may or may not have asked him to show me which ones I'm missing, but then when I saw how many I'm missing, now I'm like angry about it.
There's only 6 issues.
Yeah, I think that's it.
There's.
I just want everybody to know that people have asked me on Twitch and stuff. I tried to do a review of the holiday special. I was the only one that wanted to do the holiday special, so I will try again next year to sell these gentlemen on the holiday special.
Yeah, we're doing the holiday special.
All right, well, I just want to thank everyone who's watched the videos and what?
Confirmed here at the year-end special. Next year, we'll be doing the holiday special for Christmas. Now you can't get.
Anyway, I don't thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you're watching, you can always hit the like button and all that stuff. But I really do appreciate you guys watching, hanging out, and we will see you first thing next year.
Yep.
Will do.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, 2022.